I was married. I'd been married for almost 20 years. I had 4 kids, great kids, was a stay-at-home mom, took care of them, but had been in a marriage that was not the healthiest, and unfortunately made a decision to step outside of my marriage. After a short period of time, I found out that I was pregnant. I had unprotected sex and had taken the morning after pill, hoping that that would resolve the issue and not leave me with any further decisions to have to make. And a couple weeks after I found out that I was pregnant. My initial reaction was I just didn't see how I could possibly continue on with a pregnancy. I had 4 other kids. I was a stay-at-home mom, no means and no way to support the children on my own. It was just a very scary situation. All the things that would come with being married and being pregnant by somebody else, just socially for my kids, for me, for the entire family. I knew that the effects of it would be very, very hard on everyone around me that loved me. I had slowly begun to tell a few close friends and a few family members. There was not one person that thought that it was a good idea for me to continue on with the pregnancy. Everybody said I really did not have a choice, that I needed to terminate the pregnancy. The baby's father did not want me to continue with the pregnancy, and certainly my husband. Those were probably 2 of the strongest forces pushing me to terminate the pregnancy. I was struggling with my decision and felt that if I could find somewhere that I could get an ultrasound done, I would know if the pregnancy was viable or not. And based on whether or not it was viable, I knew I would have a decision to make if I was going to terminate the pregnancy or if it would take care of itself. And in the process of looking for somewhere, I spoke with a woman on the phone who had been referred to the center by a friend. She gave me the name, and I called and made an appointment. Came in, sat down, very distraught, really confused, just in a really, really bad place, and met Bonnie. And she did the ultrasound for me. She was very sweet, very kind. It was just a very comfortable, warm place to be. I almost felt like I had known her forever coming in here. We sat and talked for a little while after the ultrasound, just seeing the heartbeat on the ultrasound, knowing my background of growing up in the church and all my beliefs and everything that had been instilled in me growing up. Bonnie touched on after the ultrasound, and I knew at that point that there was probably no way that I could terminate the pregnancy. After the first ultrasound, we had taken a family vacation, a weekend away at our cottage, and being with the kids and being with my husband and realizing that the reality may be that the family unit may be broken and that the kids may have some resentment towards me for the decisions that I've made to do the things that I did. That made me start to second guess could I really continue on with the pregnancy? That the ramifications of everything that may occur and affect everybody, and it would be my responsibility and my fault. I was struggling with my decision still, and knowing that that Crossroads had been a great source of support. I had contacted Bonnie again, and I had explained to her that I was possibly considering terminating pregnancy again. During my 9-week ultrasound, you could really see the heart beating and see a little life and in the features of a face and arms, and you see it moving, and I knew that there was a life in me and a life that I could not take away. After my 9-week ultrasound, I still had a lot of external pressure, and decided to go ahead and go to the abortion clinic and terminate the pregnancy. My husband drove me to the abortion clinic, and I sat there for a few minutes trying to decide whether or not to go in. He ended up convincing me to go in. We went in and sat down, and when I was called back, the lady was just very cold. It was just not an environment that I even felt comfortable in. There was no one that was explaining the procedure to me or anything that was going to be done. It was just very, this is what they do. I just didn't even feel like a patient, like a human being walking in there. I went back, she called me back, and I ended up walking back out. My husband was not very happy, and we waited in the parking lot for a little bit, and there was a lot of pressure for me to go back in and have the procedure done, but I opted to go home. I did not terminate the pregnancy at the clinic that day, and continued to speak with Bonnie on a regular basis. It was a very, very tough situation. There was many phone calls between Bonnie and I. I did not know how I was going to tell my children, tell my mom and dad, start slowly working through the process of everything emotionally that I had to get through. Landon was born November 27th, 2011. He has been a really, really sweet little boy, a very loved little boy, loved by everybody that meets him. He's just truly, truly been a joy. After Landon was born, everybody was very supportive, and really, really came together to help take care of him and be a part of our lives. Even my ex-husband has really, really grown to love him. The kids have been wonderful with him. My nieces, you know, everybody. He just really, really seems to draw people into him. He's just a very, very special little boy.
I'm Morgan, this is my mom, and this is my little brother, Landon. I went to one of my mom's ultrasounds, and I was able to be a part of the pregnancy, and I also went to the birth, too. Yeah, I was really, really happy when he was born, and I was almost crying when I got to see him, and I love him so much, and I'm so happy that she had him.
I'm very, very grateful that I chose to continue on with the pregnancy and not terminate. It's been a tough road, but the support that I got from the center in the beginning and continue to receive from Bonnie, it has helped me and the kids get back into church.